Episode 3. We are VR. The state of VR currently, and how I've decided to jump on said train of VR. I would have to say my intro into the virtual reality headspace was with the Nintendo Virtual Boy. Seeing movies like Virtuosity with Denzel Washington back in the day was like, can I really go inside of another world just with a headset? And will I die? There was always the two thoughts I had, and here we are, no less than 20 years later, with the technology is here in spades. And I think what's really cool about having this technology at your fingertips is not even what's available currently. It's just knowing what is going to be coming down the pipeline. It's going to be able to work with this said technology. And it's either going to grow or decay. I believe it's on a heavy growth spike as we are seeing it still technically in its infancy. Like Oculus. It was set up, in 2012? And since then, I'd say like the true emergence of VR was in 2015, because that's when I first played this joint called Dread Halls, and that's when PC VR was like showing itself. And it was showing itself to be real and a viable platform to play games on. And this is outside of PlayStation and Xbox and that gaming realm. I believe PC VR is in its own bubble. Steam VR included in that. And I think what's really, really cool is just a launch of indie games and actual smaller developers bringing their own ideas to the forefront, because the AAA companies ain't making no VR games. Valve is going to be the first one to drop like a legit full-blown VR AAA game, Half-Life Alyx. That's coming out in 22 days now. 22 days. And we're pretty much about to see it skyrocket and take off after here. And I'm extremely excited about it. Just because I been playing Boneworks heavily. If you've seen anything on this channel the past few months, Boneworks is the shit. Boneworks is the shit. And Boneworks alone, I believe that's going to be the basis of what made Half-Life Alyx work so well. That locomotion engine and how it actually treats motion and physics is revolutionary. And the fact that it was done in this kind of way is so what's the word? Engrossing. I feel like I'm very immersed in that world and that gameplay style. And if Half-Life Alyx is going to come anywhere near it, yes, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And we're going to be seeing a lot more risk and chances being taken. And shoot, my thought is we have these programs like EmuVR, which allows you to emulate an entire room that is based off of the 90s American stereotypical teenage child room. And you could set up different TV screens with any console you can imagine. So you got all your consoles from the NES up to the PlayStation 2. Light gun games included. You can use any kind of peripherals you want. You got VHS players. You can set them up to the TVs. You actually got to physically go behind the device and hook it up to the TV. You got to physically move them around in that space. And it's so nice. It's just nice to see. And then the emulation is pulled through RetroArch. So hey, you on cue. Like if you know how RetroArch functions, it pulls in directly through its cores, and each little console in this space is a core in RetroArch. You can physically grab the disc for the games from your menu, and each game just represents a file on your computer. and you literally just drop it in there, and then you can hold the grip button on there, so that'll be your button on the side here, and then you just hold that plus your button there inside. So you press and hold them, bow. You're able to pull up your light gun or whatever gun you have set for that specific console, and then you off to the races. You literally off to the races at that point. You're able to move and do shit and play the game as you see fit. And it's honestly cut and dry. A lot of the work that I've done for the VR has been side loading apps because it's Android. The Oculus Quest is Android. Virtual desktop allows me to stream my PC to the headset, and from there you literally have control over what you want to play and what you want to see, because you got this 150-inch screen in front of you. I'm going to test some shit and see how it works. Now, a lot of games like Apex is CPU heavy, so within the actual headset is not going to be the most reliable or accurate thing. But if you're playing anything single player, if you're playing any cinematic games that doesn't require super accuracy, the headset is going to give you an incredible viewing experience on that. Movies, Nick, yes. I watched The Irishman on Netflix in this motherfucker. That was an exhilarating experience. No lie. There's so many more. If you get 3D movies, you can actually drag and drop the files on there and view them in 3D, native inside the headset. You ain't even gotta do nothing. It's ready for you. It all charges and is passed through USB-C. No more, no less. It just works. This shit like blast processing. It just works. There's a little bit more ingrained in that. It just worked for the moment. It flowed when I first thought about it. It worked. But yes, and if you're going to get started into the VR head space, keep an eye on the Oculus Quest. Don't touch nothing from HTC. Don't touch the Cosmos. Don't even the HTC Cosmos is the definition of trash. And I don't care if they get mad at me when they hear this. They ain't sponsoring me. Oculus ain't sponsoring me. Ain't nobody paying me for my opinions. I'm just telling you the truth. The Oculus Quest right now is possibly the best headset just based off of portability alone. Portability. Billitably? I don't know. The word is going to flow how it flows, and it's your job to interpret it how I'm giving it to you. This is just, I'm deciphering what the Lord telling me to tell you, and then it's your job to translate it well from there. I'm trying, motherfucker. But besides that, the Oculus Quest is such a great console. And I think that it is going to be the spark, especially March 23rd when Half-Life Alyx drops. Is going to be the spark of what is going to make or break the VR culture. We're going to see how this game plays, and I think it's going to be an astonishing event. And I'm excited. And I'm here for it. Let's breathe a new breath of life into the lungs of gaming.